Rufai Hosseini sparks fresh controversy over his confrontational interview style. 3. In a time where many voices falter under pressure, Rufai Hosseini, the arrived TV anchor, has emerged not just unbowed, but more resolved, using criticism as fuel to sharpen his crafts. His recent runs with politicians and public figures have sparked intense debates, but for many Nigerians, they've also illustrated why a fearless press remains central to democracy. During a segment of the morning show, Hosseini praised David Umahi, Nigeria's Minister of Works, of his self-description as a professor of engineering, as well as questions around transparency in the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. While Umahi reportedly sharply calling Hosseini too small to report him to the president, Tinubu. Ex-users like Inibehe Effiong tweet stating, Rufai Hosseini's style of interview isn't unprofessional. Only those who have sympathies for the arrogant politician and official who don't want to be held responsible and aggrieved. Rufai's style is popular on CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, etc. Yes, so. After another user says, Segun Showunmi tweeted, enough is enough. When broadcasters become the story, this madness must stop. No be Segun Showunmi again. Am I surprised? Arise TV and its anchor, Rufai, have crossed too many lines. What lines did he cross? He only asked a question that your Minister of Works should be able to answer. But he could not answer. So what has Rufai done in this now? What has he done? Hosseini confrontations are more than theatrics. They push public officials to explain themselves. Yes. You are meant to explain yourself. Yes. Yes, to remain transparent and remind citizens that they have a right to demand answer. The reaction, both supportive and critical, indicate that people care. They are watching. They care about integrity. They care about whether public funds are well used, making Rufai a catalyst for conversation, making this kind of public engagement good for democracy. Rufai Hosseini's journey isn't over, and there's work to be done, but in standing firm, he offers something rare for Nigeria and for other countries, wrestling with accountability, freedom of speech, and the role of media. Hosseini's story thus far shows a hopeful path that speaking truth to power, though risky, can also be a force for good. When the public press and institutions refuse to look away. Emmanuel says 2 of them are wrong, but it is left for Rufai to use his professionalism to tame the tide because the Honourable Minister felt threatened. It is not out of place to respect his age, and he needs to be like a serpent and be humble like a dove. Alexander says, refuse your gra journalism. You are not better than others. Leave him alone. Let him do gra. That is why he is different. Don't let people push you to your early death. Remember Dele Giwa. Your family wants you. Nothing will happen to him. And if they do, we know the people that are behind it. Rotimi Adeyemi says his confrontational behavior is simply because his Oga is PDP chieftain and he wants to satisfy his Oga by being confrontational to anybody from the opposite camp. He's very immature. You don't know what you're saying. He's very immature. Because Abati is equally a PDP man, but with sense. Abati that does not ask the right question. Abati that does not even know what he's doing. I beg. Guys, B37 replies and says, you talk like an infant or a person without thoughts. Because you are a tribalistic bigot. People like you are like Engineer Umahi, who fight truth, although they know the truth. This journalist called Hosseini has never spared anyone from any party. The only way to avoid him as a politician is for you to do what is right. I'm telling you, he will ask you questions. You say it's because his chieftain is from PDP. You don't know what you are saying. Solomon Adumeta says, Hosseini is the finest of them all. He is fearless, bold, and active. These are the firm qualities of a good journalist. Umahi is running away from the truth. That's why he fled up. If he's doing the right thing as claimed, why can't he take time to explain to the public? You get? Explain. You owe us an explanation. Explain to us. Hosseini's views is in the public domain. The public wants to hear, not Hosseini who has enough facts about all the criminals in government. One criminal, too many in this dispensation. Those that will go to equity, they must go with clean hands, Jare. As Femi Ologe says, Rufai style is deliberate, and I think it is not really serving the purpose. When you bring public figures into the studio, you shouldn't make them uncomfortable to get the facts you want. Well, these ones, even if you make them comfortable, they will still not say anything. So it is better he puts them on a hot seat like that. Oh, you succeed in impressing certain section of the public for brave journalism. The generality of all suffers, because you can't be getting personal with your guests and expect them to give you what you want. I see Okinbaloye's interview far more effective. Guest B37 says, I can see that teacher in you. You will tell me that Mr. Rufai did not observe courtesy. He was being careful but refused to be silenced by the bullying of the so-called Minister of Works. Yes, the man was bullying him, telling him to shut up, you are too small, you are this, you are that. So he should not keep quiet. Rafael says, when an interview is emotional to a level is high, what happens? What kind of question is required of a journalist to speed? Or when does trivial questions required by journalists to ask the person being interviewed? When does a journalist ask sensitive questions? Is it when the interview's emotional tone level is low? My fellow communication arts students and graduates should provide input on this, but let me apologize to my lecturer on journalism, Dr. Okinwa, as he then was an IMT did it. Okay. Rafael Sofuru says, Ade is employer. Umahi thought he is going to control go government forever. Is it not public office he is holding? Is it not public money? He is opening eyes to a party, to ownership. Is it in Umahi and Sons Enterprises that Hussaini asked questions of accountability that he was crying out like Ojos or Kalu over the risk he had taken to please APC by selling out his people to the north to be considered as Senate President? I beg Joe, make I drink water. RMO consultant says the day Rufai will be rude to Peter Obi with these questions, Igbos will not start insulting Rufai. We are waiting. I don't understand. Who told you they will not insult him? Some regions love what Rufai is doing, but when he turns the heat on them, they should not start insulting him that he's tribalist. Zikri says, I see nothing wrong in what Rufai did. People tend to get angry when faced with the truth. Lagos Calabar Highway is a scam. In this country, there are several roads that need fixing. I'm telling you, a big scam. Big scam. They just want to use it to siphon money. There is no good road to Abuja from Lagos. I'm telling you, Ben Kitchen says, yes, Rufai has always rejected meat pies from the masses. God will promote him beyond comparison. Amen. No, amen. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.